Hey guys, welcome to Eastown Kids Online. We are glad that you tuned in with us for another week, and we are super pumped. This is going to be a great month at Eastown Kids Online. We have had some awesome dance parties, right, for the past couple of weeks. Yeah. And what's really cool is actually some people have been submitting their dance parties this past week. And so you guys need to check out our submissions for our dance parties. So go ahead and check these out. That was awesome. Those dance parties were excellent. Hey, my name is Evan if you're tuning with us. This is my friend Henry. And again, we are so glad that you were here with us. This month is going to be... You're early. Easter is next week. Next week. Easter is next week. You should not... No. You should not actually be here. I'm going to need you to leave. Yep, you can go that way. Okay, take your egg. No. Take your eggs. Next week. Yep, hop on out of here. Hop on out. Thank you. That was interesting. Next week, we're going to have a really cool visit from the Easter Bunny again because it's Easter. And we're going to be celebrating some awesome things that are going on in Easttown Kids. Yeah.
Did you say celebrate? You said celebrate.
I did say celebrate, and I think we know what that means.
Dance party!
Awesome. That was great. Hey guys, this month in Easttown Kids, our theme is upside down. And you might be thinking to yourself,
what's that mean?
What does that even mean? Well, we're going to talk about it, right? Because we've got a theme all month too, right? We have a topic that we always cover. And this topic this month is humility, right? And H, do you know what humility means? Perfect. I'm actually kind of glad you don't, so I can tell them, right? Humility means putting others first by giving up what maybe you think you deserve, right? And there has probably been some really cool opportunities to practice humility or be humble while you're home, right? And most of us, that's an upside down way of thinking, right? That's an upside down way of thinking.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
One job, right? One job.
Oh.
You had one job.
What do you mean by one job?
Don't worry about it. You're doing great, right? So, right, this ladder, I'm going to use as an illustration for the upside down. Now, most people, they think about getting to the top of the ladder, right? We thinking about ourselves first and ourselves to the top. So Henry, he sees the line for food and I got to be first. So he's getting up the ladder, right? And there's a contest between him and his brother. I got to win. I got to be at the top. I got to think about myself first, right? And he's working his way all the way to the top. But Jesus comes along and teaches us a new way, an upside down way of thinking. So hop down, my friend. Nice hop, right? And he teaches us an upside down way to live, an upside down way to practice humility, right? Instead of thinking about ourselves at the very top, we need to put ourselves last and think about others first. And there's some really cool ways that we can do this. And we're going to talk about those at the end today. But first, before we do that, we're going to talk about the perfect example of humility, and that's Jesus. Take it away, H.
Oh, okay.
It's not even that heavy.
Yeah, it's really heavy.
It's literally the lightest ladder that we could find. It's made out of plastic. Anyway, like we say, we always look at good examples. And guys, Jesus is the perfect example of humility. Now, Jesus lived at a time when these religious leaders did not like what he was teaching. They didn't like the things that he was saying, and so they wanted to get rid of him, right? And so Jesus had these followers with him all the time. They were called disciples. And wherever Jesus went, they would follow him. We're usually about 6 feet behind him, right? And they would follow after him and do whatever he did and try to copy the way that he lived his life, right? Because this was all about what they wanted to do. And so if Jesus was practicing humility, they would try to do it too. And so there's this one point where they're all sitting down and they're eating dinner together, right? And so they're eating dinner, and Jesus, he's serving them first. He's putting them in front of himself, which is a pretty awesome thing to do. Yeah. Now, I know when I think about being in front of a dinner table, I usually focus right in and I only think about myself. But Jesus thought, hey, I'm going to serve each one of these guys. Here's the craziest part, Henry. One of them actually turned bad and was going to sell out Jesus to the guys who wanted to get rid of him. I know. And still, do you know what? Jesus still put him first, and Jesus still practiced humility towards him, right? And then after that, Henry, tell them what happened after that, where they all went to the garden together.
Oh yeah, they went to the garden, and a few of them even fell asleep, right? While Jesus was praying and putting them first, and not only praying for himself, but praying for others.
Awesome. Guys, there's really cool ways to practice humility. Then the story gets even crazier. Remember, I told you guys that one of his followers, one of his disciples, actually sold him out. And so this disciple led the bad guys to Jesus and said, there he is. And the bad guys arrested him. And one of Jesus' followers, he kind of had a temper, right? None of us ever have a temper. I never do, right? Kind of a temper. And he got so angry, he brought out his little sword and he cut one of this guy's ear off.
Wait,
Yeah, if you move that, yep, there you go, his ear off. And Jesus, now imagine this. Jesus is getting arrested, right? Usually, now I've never been arrested, but I would imagine the first person I would think about would be myself. But Jesus actually healed the man's ear while he was getting arrested. What a way to practice humility and think about others first.
Wait. He healed the man's ear that was arresting him?
Isn't that crazy, right? We usually, if I'm getting arrested, which doesn't really happen, I'm not necessarily thinking about the other person who's arresting me, but you're right. Jesus actually put himself last and healed the man. Guys, if this doesn't seem like upside down thinking, I don't know what does, right? And so Jesus putting other people first is the perfect example in our lives to practice humility. Hey, Henry, what are some ways that you could practice humility this week?
I could think of 2 ways, actually. So the first one is with my brother, and since we're at home doing school, we do lots more video games now. So our Xbox controllers, we have a blue one and a black one. We both love the blue one.
Makes sense.
But we have to take turns. Maybe when it's his turn, when it's my turn, actually, I could give him the blue controller.
Hey, that's a really good example of one. What's the other one? You said you had 2.
Oh, maybe I could give you your hat, my hat.
What for? I don't.
Your hair.
Feels fine to me. Anyway, that's really one good example of this. But Henry, those are some really good things, right? We can celebrate opportunities to practice humility. Remember, they don't have to be big, huge things. They can be small things in each day where you practice humility, and we can celebrate together all about humility.
You said celebrate.
I believe I did, and I believe that's our keyword for a
dance party!
Awesome. That was a killer dance party. Hey guys, we are so glad that you tuned in with us this week at Eastown Kids Online. I know things are different, right? You're tuning in from home, but know that we care about you and we are excited that you were with us this week. Send us your dance party submissions. We would love to see you guys celebrating with us. I know I said it, but send in those dance party submissions and come back next week, because we're going to have a pretty special visitor who you might have already seen, who came a little early. That's okay. But tune in with us next week for Easter, because we are super, super excited about it. And remember, you guys are world changers. So go change the world. Hey.